A new report by Iran International is claiming that 12,000, yes, 12,000 people have now been slaughtered by the regime in the revolution happening in real time in Iran. Well, Iranian American journalist Lisa Daftari joins us now with the breaking details. Lisa, my friend, Iran International is calling this, quote, the largest killing in Iran's contemporary history. I even saw CBS News claiming that it could be up close to 20,000 people. What are you hearing on the ground?
Yeah, we have no way of confirming that actual death toll because there is obviously electricity and internet blackout. This is obviously by design. The regime does not want the people telling their stories. They've been traditionally citizen journalists in the last rounds of protests that they have had. This time around, of course, they don't want them communicating, organizing, getting medical help. I mean, they are the enemy of the people. When we say that, it is not in jest. This is actually happening in real time. But it's important not to just look at the death toll now in the last couple of weeks of protests, but to look at it over 47 years. This regime has been brutal. It has been bloody. It has executed people over social media posts and over being athletes and over showing their hair. If you recall the Masa Amini protests, over the beating of a 22-year-old girl, all she wanted to do was wear her hijab in a more modern and relaxed way. And she lost her life for it. So I think it's important for people around the world to support this movement, to understand that what this movement is about, basic, raw freedom for the people of Iran.
There's a video going around Telegram of just body bags everywhere.
Mhm.
I don't know. Obviously, I don't think we can show it here, but I showed it to my wife this morning, and she's like, "Stop! I
Right,
can't watch this." It was
right,
just the street were literally just lined with body bags and people
right.
just weeping. I guess, yeah. What are your contacts saying
Yeah.
as to how brutal this crackdown has become?
It is brutal. The regime is at its end, and they know that, and they will do anything. And they have never ever cared for the people of Iran. So why would they start now? They're using lethal weapons against people who have no weapons and are using sticks and stones to come out onto the street and tell people about their lack of freedom. This is, it's beyond that. I've actually talked to a doctor who told me he has colleagues who have been told not to operate on anybody who has a gunshot wound. Pharmacists who have been told to document the names of those who come in for anything pertaining to wound care. People are reluctant to go into hospitals because the regime officials are coming in there and taking names and arresting people.
Wow.
So it's not to be believed. And then you realize these people aren't backing down. They're still coming out. They're still fearless. They're still showing courage in the face of all of this brutality. This has been a reality for the people of Iran. And there has been an evolution in the people of Iran and how they have come to this moment. They will not accept any concessions, any compromises, any reforms from this government. This government has to go. The Iranian people are making their message clear. They want freedom. They want a government that is secular, that is democratic, and obviously does not mow down thousands of people who are coming out peacefully to protest for their freedoms.
There's a lot of rhetoric coming out of the White House. Do you think that it will be acted upon? And are your Iranian friends asking President Trump to actually do something?
Absolutely. If you recall, over the last few years, particularly in the 12-day war, they were writing with graffiti, thanking Trump on the walls of Iran. They actually just named a street after him in Iran over the last 2 weeks in his honor. They're asking for his help because they know, as much as the Achilles heel of this government, and I've said this many times, is the people of Iran coming out in grassroots fashion to undermine the regime, they need the help of the United States to get over the finish line, to take this revolution to a place where it would be meaningful, would actually topple the regime. Again, they do not have weapons. They don't have any formal organization on the ground. The one thing that is really uniting the people of Iran is their solidarity around a future leader, a symbolic leader that is the son of the former Shah of Iran, Prince Reza Pahlavi, who resides in the United States. But he is sending them messages of solidarity, of unity, encouraging them to continue going. And the majority of protesters you're hearing on the streets, the slogans are calling for him to come back to Iran. And he has said many times, secularism, democracy, and of course, free elections, so that the people of Iran, who are the ones paying the price for this revolution, can have a say in their future.
Okay, Lisa, last question. I know you're one of the busiest people in the world right now. What is going to be that tipping point? People are seeing thousands, tens of thousands of people being slaughtered. They're seeing just things you can't even believe are real coming out of Iran. And it's like, where does this go? How does this end?
Right.
Where's the finish line? So what is the tipping point?
Right. I think, in some ways, I think we've already arrived at the tipping point because there's no return, right? The people of Iran are not backing down despite the thousands that are, again, being mowed down with lethal weapons. They continue to come out onto the streets. So there is no backing down. And that in and of itself is a tipping point. We've also seen this perfect storm, right? There's an alignment right now of external factors and internal factors, right? External being the fall of the Bashar al-Assad regime, the taking of Maduro in the middle of the night, which was a hub in the Western Hemisphere for Iran's regime to have a presence of Hezbollah and regime officials in our hemisphere. And of course, the diminishing of its proxies, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, where the money of the Iranian people was going. Their nuclear and missiles program diminished in the 12-day war by Israel and the United States. And now internally, the people of Iran coming out in the thousands across 31 provinces, across socioeconomic brackets, across all generations to show the world. So now I think this is actually the perfect storm. If Donald Trump should get involved, whether it is to launch some sort of, cyber attack or attack on the governmental or non-governmental institutions that pertain to the government, that will in fact be the brink at which the regime will in fact collapse. And that is what the Iranian people are hoping for. They were worried when Donald Trump actually said that we may have talks, we may take action. That talk of talks was very very damaging to the Iranian people that were really hopeful that the West would support their revolution and help them take it to where they want to take it.
Well, we are praying for the Iranian people. We are praying for your people, Lisa. Thank you again for your invaluable insight, and God bless, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me.